Hey guys, what up? It's Elias here with the Yes Do It team, and in this occasion we're going to be talking about genuinity. You know how we live in a pretty much fake world when everyone is pretending to be something that they're really not? If, for example, you go ahead and open up Instagram, you'll be able to find people that you know trying to show something that they're not, and that is something natural. It's not something normal, but it's natural. And whenever we find someone that is actually genuine, we find ourselves attracted to them, because it is definitely a rare asset to find nowadays. So in this video we're going to cover about 5 different habits that you can try to practice in order to keep yourself genuine. And that is a very interesting word, because whenever we talk about genuinity, that is something that only every one of us know inside ourselves, right? Only you know what you truly are, who you truly are. The first habit that I wanted to talk to you guys about is do not try to be genuine. The moment that you try too hard, people can smell it from miles away. We were actually mentioning this in a few videos back, and throughout the whole week we're going to be covering personal branding. And inside of personal branding, genuinity is a topic that is absolutely important. Like I was saying before, whenever we find someone who is happy and is comfortable being themselves, we immediately feel ourselves attracted to them. Cats aren't trying to be dogs, and dogs aren't trying to be cats. That is something that our species are doing, because that is pretty much what we have been taught, or what we have been shown that it is cool to do, right? That is pretty much the first habit. You don't want to force it. That is actually not a habit, but a good practice. You don't want to force your genuinity. You just gotta be yourself. And that's what I was saying before. This is not something that I can express, do this or do that. This is something that only you can find for yourself. So the second thing that I wanted to tell you guys about is a genuine person is able to admit their mistakes. Someone that has the ability to admit a fault, to look someone in the eyes and say, hey, I'm sorry, I made a mistake, and I just wanted to come to you and say it right to your face, because I don't want this to get in between us and blah blah blah, whatever. But somebody that is just pointing fingers at some other people, it's my family's fault, it is my boss's fault, it is my computer's fault, that is someone that it is definitely not being genuine. They're not able to admit their mistakes. The moment that you see that in someone, you definitely cannot see them the way that you saw them before, because at least for me, that for me, for example, in a co-worker or in a teammate, that's a characteristic that I look for, someone that can admit their faults and their mistakes. So that being said, we're going to jump now to the third habit or good practice that I wanted to talk to you guys about, is treat everyone with respect. People that are genuine, even when they know that they are at a higher level than somebody else, even that they know that they can, have more knowledge or have more capital or have different things that somebody else doesn't, they will never put themselves in a higher place than the other people, because at the end of the day we are all human beings. So the only thing that you show by being like that, that, I don't know how to say this in English, but in Spanish we say ver a la gente por debajo de los hombros, right? So in English that is translated, let me see, like looking down at people, right? Whenever you see that somebody looks down at people, that is someone that is not treating everyone with respect. That is someone that definitely thinks of themselves as someone better than somebody else, just because they have more money, more knowledge, just because they have traveled the world. It doesn't matter, but just because something, they think that they are in a higher position than another human being. That being said, we're going to jump now to the fourth good practice of being genuine and being yourself, in front of the camera, for your audience, you know, for your family, for your relationships, for your work, for every single aspect in your life. And that is to preach by example. This is very easy to understand, really, and I have a perfect example to show what I mean. And I'm sure that you have been in this situation. So have you been in a house where somebody approaches and starts knocking at the door, right, at the front door or something, and they're like, hello, is there someone there? The parents inside the house tell the kids, you know, tell them that we're not here. If you've been in that situation, you can understand very easily how they're not preaching by example, you know, because they're gonna tell those kids afterwards to tell the truth, you know, to never lie, but they are not doing what they are recommending their kids to do, you know, or what they are requesting their kids to do. And kids do what they see their parents do. They don't do what their parents tell them to do. So you have to preach by example. And this is only a topic that I am talking about in a family kind of situation. But for example, whenever I tell myself that I will do something, even if it is, you know, going for a walk with the dog, or if it is going to have a little swim tomorrow morning, or if it is just throwing some rocks at a wall, I will definitely do it. I don't like getting to the point where I know that I said I was gonna do something and I just don't do it. That makes me feel so bad because I'm not preaching by example. So I'm gonna leave it there with that one. The next good practice, and pretty much the last one that I wanted to tell you guys about, is to follow your heart. That is easier to me to talk about because I always try to follow my heart, and that is not always the best to do because you really have to use, you know, logics and put different variables whenever you're trying to make a decision. But do try to follow your heart whenever you're trying to make a decision, whenever you are thinking to start a new project, to ask somebody out, start a new career, start a new major, really anything, you know, start exercising. It really doesn't matter if you're feeling like it. It doesn't really matter what the people around you will see from you, you know. It doesn't matter what they say, it doesn't matter what they think. You have to follow your heart, unless you don't want to be happy, right? If you do not follow your heart, that's all good, but you're not going to be happy with the decisions that you make in life. So just one last one. Accept your mistakes in front of the camera. One mistake that I used to do is I used to erase the content that wasn't good enough to me. You know, the value was there, but I might make a little mistake whenever making a pronunciation or something. And I used to get rid of those and only post and edit a lot of the freaking videos. And right now, I allow myself to make a mistake, you know, from time to time, and just go with it, because with time I will get better at it and my English will become a lot better than it is right now. So it really doesn't matter right now. I just have to take massive imperfect action, just like the way I'm doing. With that being said, guys, that wraps up the whole being genuine topic for today. It is related to the main topic that we're having this week about personal branding. If you're out there, if you have a business and you have not started your personal brand, you are leaving money on the table. You are not doing something that is really worth doing. So there's a saying, when something is worth doing, it's worth doing poorly. That's my last message for you guys, and thank you so much for watching this video. I will see you in tomorrow's clip. Ciao, ciao.